Let's talk about two recent investigations done in regards to European funds and also the Socialist Party. In the first investigation, the Socialist Party, or at least a member of the Socialist Party, the delegation in the European Parliament for the Socialists, is being accused of stealing money from the public European funds. This was being done by means of a scheme that involved a travel agency. This travel agency was the one used by this man, a socialist, Alves Pereira, in order to handle all the trips of socialists to Brussels, for example. But this travel agency and this guy, Alves Pereira, they worked in a very peculiar way. For example, the travel agency would not require any sort of receipt. Alves Pereira also made sure that when he requested the refunds from the European Parliament, that he would get the money in live cash. There was no bank transfer. This is already a red flag, not specifically because of the actions of the socialists, although of course we are talking about criminals here, but mostly because of how the European Union and specifically the European Parliament work. Meaning that they are extremely inefficient, extremely incompetent, and quite hypocrite. Because for many years we have seen laws coming out of the European Parliament that prevent people, companies, etc. from doing these large transfers in live cash. We all need to do it through a bank transfer or something else that actually provides a record of the transaction. But for these politicians, for these schemes, then the European Parliament allows the receiving of money in live cash. That's how hypocritical these people are, these bureaucrats in the European Parliament and the European Union. They are worthless. They only serve their interests, and they actively do what the dictators of the world do. It's do what I say, don't do what I do. And in this case, it's another great example of this. But continuing on, what this guy did was receiving the money and then booking this into the socialist delegation with an inferior amount of money. So he would request, let's say, 1,000 euros to the European Parliament because of certain trips. The European Parliament would pay 1,000 euros, but what goes on record for the socialist delegation are only 900 euros. The 100 euros supposedly this guy would pocket for himself. However, the way that the Socialist Party works, and also what this guy said when he was starting to be pressured due to this investigation, makes me think that the money was not being pocketed by him. Initially, the guy, with the pressure of this investigation, said that yes, there may be some irregularities and he was responsible for them and so on, but as the pressure grew, he started saying that everyone in the socialist delegation, and including the number one in the Socialist Party, António Costa, which is also the Prime Minister in Portugal, everyone knew about this. And this makes me think that this money, that there is no trace of because it was being handled in live cash, this money was not actually being pocketed by the guy, or at least all of it wasn't. Part of it was going to the Socialist Party. Nearly 400,000 euros between 2014 and 2016 were stolen, and my guess is that part of this money went directly to the Socialist Party. Because everything makes sense in the context of what was happening at that time. At that time, the Socialist Party was nearly bankrupt, and they needed money. They were even requesting money from their associates. So, for me, it's no wonder that this guy is claiming that everyone knew, including António Costa. They wanted the money, and I'm pretty sure, again, this is my supposition, but I'm pretty sure that part of this money that was stolen went directly to some offshore bank account of the Socialist Party. Anyway, this investigation continues, and it's right now being handed over to the Belgium authorities. As far as I'm concerned, this case will die We will never hear about it again, as is usually the case in regards to anything that involves the socialists and anything that involves crimes in the European Union. The European Union is a highly corrupt institution. With cases like these, they show that they have absolutely no competency. They are inefficient and not organized at all, and they precisely allow these things to happen. They want these things to happen. They just hope that no one gets caught. But these investigations caught these people, and so now they are claiming that they are investigating. I doubt it. I really doubt it. I don't think that anything will happen to these people, and much less to the Socialist Party. The second case regarding European funds and another socialist is not related with stealing directly, but rather being awarded funds for which they were not eligible to receive. So the context is this woman, a socialist, of course. Her father has a company which she manages. This company deals in the business of tourism, and they build some sort of hotels or something like that. And they wanted to get European funds for their project. However, these European funds were only eligible for those that had ideas, projects, and so on, but nothing was built yet. The funds should only be requested in these conditions. However, the project that this company was managing, of which the socialist woman was the manager at the time, it was already built, it was already functioning. But still they were awarded the funds by another company that was managing these European funds called Adrash. And for whatever reason, they claimed that they were eligible for it, even though they weren't. They were just claiming that the project was not 100% completed, so that's why we were able to award them the funds. The funds were awarded in 2 periods, or 2 years, one in 2010 and one in 2013, to a grand total of 276,000 euros from European funds that were given to someone or to a project that was not eligible to receive them. As far as I'm concerned, this is the typical corruption in Portugal, because if you have any sort of connection to a political party, which this woman has, she is part of the Socialist Party, and actually she is married to a guy that is the mayor of Castelo Branco, a city in Portugal. And she has these connections to the Socialist Party, so of course they will have priority over everyone else. The fact that they receive these funds means that other projects that were actually eligible to receive them didn't receive them. Obviously, they contacted or tried to contact this woman to comment about this. She didn't, which is the usual socialist response. They will only comment about anything they are involved with, which is, corrupt or is some sort of criminal type of thing. They will only comment about it if it escalates. And if it escalates, then they will say that someone else is to blame, they are innocent, they did nothing wrong, everything is within the law, and so on and so forth. And if this doesn't work, eventually they will just resort to the typical socialist argument, which is someone is trying to frame me, and this is outrageous, and I'm innocent. The usual. This is everything similar to this that has happened in Portugal always culminates in this type of excuses from the socialists. And the socialists are involved in dozens, if not hundreds of cases like these that are either related with European funds as well, or just the Portuguese taxpayer money. So these are the 2 cases I wanted to cover. I will leave the 2 links in the description for you to read. Again, they are in Portuguese. You can use the translation services all you want. I'm sure that some things will not make much sense in the translation, but I can't really translate all of this. I hope I've made a nice summary of what you will find in those articles, and I hope you like this, and I'll see you next time.